Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm so excited because I'm going to be showing you how I make bath bears. What are bath bears? Basically, you take a bath bomb and you take a bear and you bring them together and you get a bath bear. My company is rebranding and I wanted to bring a product into my company that my brand was all about, and when I discovered this design of a bath bomb, I thought perfect. These little bath bears are so adorable and I'm so excited about them. And this video is not only introducing you to them, but also showing you how I make them. So if that is something that you're interested in, keep watching. I got this idea while I was thinking about Lush's embed patent, and this is such a controversial thing, so I won't say too much about it. But I started to think about whether or not I could put the embeds outside of the bath bomb, and my brain started to do this snowball thing. And then it came with the concept of using embeds as ears and then to make it look like a bear. But then I ran into another problem, and that was the fact that these little sticky out embeds are going to be really vulnerable to getting broken off since bath bombs roll around. And then I had a huzzah moment. The bath bomb press makes a mold that has an indent on it, and the original intent of this indent is to fill it up with things like bath whip. But I realized that this indent also creates a flat surface that the bath bomb can rest on and not roll, which would make it perfect for these bath bears. So let me stop talking about this and take you to the studio and just show you everything. Let's go. So for this bath bomb, it's going to be such a fun and flirty and feminine bath bomb. So for the colors, we're gonna have a mix of 3 colors, which I've never done before. Well, technically 2, but you'll see what I mean. It'll be a blend of white, purple, and blue. And for the purple, we are using my favorite purple dye, and that is the Amethyst dye from Fizzberry. For the blue, we're gonna be using Aquamarine dye. And for the sparkles, we're gonna be using Rose Dragon from my glitter collection that I made with Fizzberry. And this is what that looks like on the inside. So pretty. And for the fragrance oil, I'm choosing the lavender blend that I picked out for my collaboration with Fizzberry. And this smell is amazing. We're gonna be revealing the names of these fragrance oils soon, so stay tuned for that. There's some beautiful jasmine, violet, lilac, and some citrus intermixed with that as well. It is honestly one of the most addictive scents. I can't stop smelling it, and I think it would be perfect for this beautiful bath bomb. Now, the first thing I'm going to be doing is measuring out my baking soda. And when it comes to my baking soda, I always like to add a little bit of water to that baking soda, and I found that since doing that, my bath bombs have come out so smooth. So that is the first step. I currently have my humidifier on. It is so dry in Calgary, but now that the season is turning, we are getting a little bit of that humidity back. But this is the time of year where bath bombs, tried and true recipes start to go wonky. I know this happened to me a few years ago, and I had wholesale customers and I was panicking and questioning my life choices because my bath bombs weren't coming together. And then the aha moment came when I bought a humidifier and I realized, okay, bath bombs are super sensitive to humidity, which you already know that going into it, but it's always a shock whenever it affects your recipe that much. I'm talking like a few percentages in humidity change. That will throw off your recipe like crazy. Now here is a little bit of water that I'm going to be adding to my baking soda, and this amount will change depending on how dry or how humid the weather is. So it's something to keep an eye out for. But adding this little bit of water makes a huge difference. I call it priming your baking soda. And if my baking soda was going to be one uniform color, I would probably have dissolved my dye into that water, but since it's going to be 3 colors and I'm going to be coloring this batch separately, then I'm just going to mix everything in without the color and do the color separately. So now that I have the water in there, I'm going to get it going in my mixer, and that mixer is going to just run continuously. And because it's a little loud, I don't think I'm going to be talking as much. For the next portion, I'll just show it on camera and maybe do a bit of a voiceover, but that's basically the first step.
So for my dry ingredients, I use cream of tartar, SLSA, and kaolin clay. And I usually start with my cream of tartar because that's the highest amount out of the 3. And then I follow that up with my SLSA and kaolin clay. Next up are my wet ingredients, starting with my shea butter, and I melt this completely. To the shea butter, I add my other wet ingredients, polysorbate 80, hemp seed oil, isopropyl alcohol, and my fragrance oil. For oils, you can sub hemp seed oil with any other light, fast-absorbing oil like sweet almond oil or apricot kernel oil. I'm just obsessed with hemp seed oil, so I use it in everything. For my alcohol, I use 99% isopropyl alcohol, and for the fragrance oil, I use about 1%. The last step is adding citric acid to my mix. I recommend you guys do this. It makes a huge difference.
So here is our bath bomb batch, and the next step is to split it up into 3 bowls because these are going to be our 3 colors. It's 1/3. Here's another third. Just eyeball this. Put a little bit more in these 2, and then this should just about do it. I'll put these aside, and the first color that I've left in the bowl, this is going to be my white, and I'm going to do that first so that I don't mess it up with the other colors. And what I'm going to do with this is to spray a little bit of water in here, and then I'll do the same with the other colors. So we sprayed the white color with some water. I'm going to transfer it into the bowl, that aside, and then I'm going to do the same with my next color, and that's going to be my blue. And we're going to be using Aquamarine by Fairy. And this dye is quite light. It's not as concentrated as Blue 1, and there is just a little less hint of green in there, but it leans more towards blue than green. So I have that in there. I'm going to spray this with water and mix it in my mixing bowl and come back. So this is the color, a nice lovely light blue. I'm going to transfer it into the bowl, and next we are going to do our purple color. We're going to be using Amethyst Water-Soluble Dye by Fairy. I used about 3/4 of a teaspoon. And here is the beautiful light purple that I got from that. I'm gonna transfer that into the bowl, and we will be ready to be pressing in just a bit. So for the indent bath bomb, I want the rounded piece of the bath bomb to be the top of the bath bomb. So I'm going to add the glitter to the rounded part, which is the bottom part of this mold. And I'm just gonna add just a light sprinkling of the Rose Dragon biodegradable glitter. And I'm gonna use my spoon to spread it out just a little bit. Then I'm going to add my colors alternatively, is that a word? I don't know. And then I'm going to make a little furrow in here for my embed powder. I'm gonna be using a purple and a pink today. I think that'll look so pretty dissolving in the bath. And then I'm just gonna finish it off with the rest of my colors. And because this mold is going to be flat, I'm going to just flatten the top of it. Because with rounded bath bombs, normally I would put a little hill so that it supports the cave or the curve of the bath bomb. But since we don't have that, we're just going to flatten it like that. And we're going to go ahead and press it. So I'm going to slide this into my machine. I'm going to press this button over here, and there's another button up top. Here's this little lever up here. And it's just a matter of holding those 2 buttons down at the same time, and that releases the plunge action. And when I look into it, I can see the indent part of the mold right here. And to release this, I just have to give it a twist, flip it over, and it releases nicely into my hand. And you can see the gorgeous Rose Dragon biodegradable glitter and my colors. I just dry it upside down on the glitter side and just put it right into the cavity. I've done experiments with this indent bath bomb where I dried the bath bomb upside down, the glitter side down, facing the tray, and the glitter stuck perfectly. So I don't have any worries about the glitter falling off. And for those curious, I am using the medium indent mold. I'm just gonna unleash it here. Oh, look how pretty that looks. So gorgeous and cute. So here are the finished bath bombs, and I think the combo of light blue, white, and purple look so dreamy together. This smells so good. I can't wait to flip them over and show you what they look like when they're dried out, and then we will finish them off, and I'll show you how we'll do that tomorrow. So here are the bath bombs the next day, and you can see they hardened beautifully. They are quite rock hard, which is awesome. And now all we have to do is flip these guys over. And I mentioned that I already did a bit of an experiment with this before to see whether or not the bio glitter sticks, and it did for that bath bomb. So we're gonna see if it does it for this bath bomb. And yep, look at that. It is perfectly bedazzled bath bomb. So we're just going to flip them all over and make sure that they are all okay. This one had a bit of blue bath bomb on the bottom there, that's fine. But look how pretty these colors are. It's not your typical lavender bath bomb, that's for sure. Something a little different. Gorgeous, oh wow. And that biodegradable Rose Dragon glitter looks fantastic. So I'm just gonna flip over all of them and I'll come back and show you guys what the next step is. So the next step in making these bath bears is attaching their ears, and I have my embeds here ready to go. And for these bath bombs, we're going to do a 2-colored ear look. So he's gonna have one blue ear and one purple ear, and we're gonna attach them to the bath bomb so that they look like little ears. And the way we're going to attach them is by adding the littlest bit of water to the ends of these embeds, and then we're just gonna press them until they stick. So I have my little bit of water here. I have my 2 embeds, and I'm using a paintbrush to paint the one side of the embeds just to make it more precise and to make sure that I'm not using too much water, because remember, embeds and water equals activation, but it's that activation that actually helps the bath bomb ear stay on. So you can see it's starting to activate just a little bit, and we're going to just stick that onto our bath bomb. And it doesn't take that much longer for it to stick, just a few seconds. And the reason why I like using water as a way to stick it onto the bath bomb is you don't have to add any new ingredients to an already long bath bomb label. There's already water in it from making the bath bomb itself. So water as a way of sticking these ears on is the perfect solution. So after a while, you'll see that the activation is making the embed go into the bath bomb, and eventually it will just stick onto the bath bomb because of that activation that's occurring between the embed and the bath bomb. So after holding it for a few seconds, you can see that it's stuck on there, and it might feel really fragile, but once it dries, it's stuck on there like glue. So I have the blue guy on there now. I'm gonna stick the purple ear on the other side, add the littlest bit of water, then stick it on. I have attached embed ears to bath bombs where I thought I had added too much water. It's all turned out okay, but I will caution to go on the lighter side when applying water to these embeds, because if you add too much, you'll get a lot of activation around where the embed is sticking to the bath bomb, and for aesthetic purposes, it's best to keep that as minimal as possible. So here's how it looks after a couple of minutes. You can see the purple side is activating quite a bit, and don't worry, it will calm down soon. It's not going to consume the whole embed, but you can see what I mean about the excess activation pooling around where the ear is attached to the bath bomb. It should calm down in a few seconds, but that's basically how you get those ears on. So now I'm going to put the ears on the rest of these guys and come back when we have the last step. This is why the bath bomb tray that the Bath Bomb Press sells is so great, because you can move your bath bomb into position and you can just have gravity do the hard work for you by tilting your bath bomb to whatever angle you want the ear to be. So when you place the embed on your bath bomb, you're not holding it onto the sides waiting for it to dry enough so that it stays there. You can just tilt it so that it's straight up, so when you place the embed on your bath bomb, it stays in place and there's only minor adjustments required. So I did that for all of the purple ears, and now I'm going to flip them over to do the same for the blue ears, but I'll only do that once the embed activation has dried. You can see for this guy, these ears are on there pretty darn good. They're not going to fall off. I don't want to like rip them off or anything, but you get the idea. So I got my blue ears on, and because of that trick of positioning the bath bomb more upright so that these are just resting and gravity's doing its thing, I can just plop them down and readjust them a little bit, but they'll stay there until I move on to the next step, which is the painting the faces on step. So for the white, we have Fizz Fairy's Shimmer Pearl Mica, and for the black, we have Shimmery Black Magic Mica. So what I'm going to do is have 2 separate small containers, and then we're gonna fill them up with just the littlest bit of alcohol. And we're gonna use a different paintbrush from what we used to get the ears on, because there is water on this guy, and you don't want to create a mica paint using water. It will activate your bath bombs, as you can see with the ears. You do not want that to be on your poor Bear Bombs' face. I'm gonna go ahead and start mixing. And when it comes to how much mica I add, it's always just eyeballing it. I don't really know the exact amount, but because it's just going to be their faces being painted on, start small, and then you can just add more mica or more alcohol if you need more. I'm just gonna add some black mica to that side, and then on the other side, we're gonna do the white. How pretty this white is. It is lovely and shimmery and gorgeous, almost like a bridal white. This is exactly the white I need to make those beautiful white glints, which really brings the Bath Bear's face to life, in my opinion. I'll show you the difference. So we can start with this guy. His ears are on and they're secure, and his face is ready to be painted on. So when it comes to painting the faces, again, having a bath bomb tray comes in super handy, because I can reposition the bath bombs to be face up like this. Look how his ears turned out. That's so funny. So I'm not positioning my my painting hand in a weird way. You can just have them face up like that, so that they're ready to receive their faces. So for the face, I'm going to keep the faces super simple. It's just gonna be 2 eyes, a nose, and a little mouth. And for those wondering, my hands are washed, hand sanitized, the whole deal. I don't like wearing gloves during this because it's such a delicate paint job. I like to have my fingers free. I've mixed my black paint. I'm going to put the eyes on. And I want them big enough so that if I add a highlight, they're visible. So there's one eye. Here's the other eye. And now to do the little face, or the nose and mouth part. And there you go. And this is how he looks. And he's cute. He's cute, but kind of looks dead, right? Let me show you what I do to make him come alive. So here's our white mica. Just going to lightly put a small dot near the top, and then another on the other side. And there you have a bear that's alive. I'll do a side-by-side on a before and after of what he looked like before and after. And you have the cutest little bath bear staring at you. These are so adorable. I love them. I love these guys. So cute. All right, I'm gonna go paint the other ones and come back to you. So here are my bears all finished and painted, and as you can tell, no 2 faces are alike. And I think this is just the cutest thing ever. And you can see how, I'm trying to find one where yeah, so this guy, his highlight was a little bit too much, but I was able to correct it with some black mica paint on top, and it looks seamless. And this is why the indent mold is so integral to this design, is because you can rest these guys and not have to worry about them rolling all over the place because they have a flat bottom. So the way the indent mold is usually used is it's upside down, and then you fill that cavity with some bath whip and stuff. But I always thought that was weird, because you're gonna spend all of that time putting all that detail in that bath whip in there only to have a very rolly bath bomb that if it does roll, it might damage or ruin whatever you've piped in there. So that's what I got to thinking, you know, this type of bath bomb would be so much better if it used the flat side to just stay put. And how cute would these bears look just sitting on your bathroom counter, just waiting to be used? Or if you're having a bath, just sitting there, you know, being your little bath buddy. The more I look at them, the more I just fall in love with these guys. And you can see that little touch at the top of his head. Just looks adorable. Now, when it comes to packaging these guys, I will probably wrap them, but these ears are pretty solid. Like, they're not going anywhere. And it's the water that I used to put them on there. It turned into bath bomb cement pretty much. So there you have it, bath bombs that look like bears. If these bath bears put a smile on your face, give my video a huge thumbs up. And if you want to see where my company is headed and my new products, then please subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification button so that you never miss a video. And if you want the recipe and step-by-step instructions and all of my suppliers for every little ingredient, then you can find that on my Patreon. And speaking of my Patreon, thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys are so amazing and generous, especially these guys, my bubble BFFs. Your messages and support mean so much to me. Thank you so much. So that is it. Until the next video, keep smiling, keep being awesome, keep making beautiful, adorable things, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.